Arnold. I am the regional. There we go. I am the regional coordinator here for Mercer County. And then I actually just filled the beautiful and stylish shoes of Miss Barbara Sprechman, who you'll hear from in a few minutes. And okay, so Ruth, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Well, hello everyone. My name is Ruth Talpino. I'm the Drug-Free Drug-Free Communities Coordinator for the Mercer Council on Alcoholism and Drug Addiction. I also help run the Prevention Coalition in Mercer County with Melissa.
All right, the next I have on my list is Aaron Baldwin.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Sorry about that. My name is Aaron Baldwin. I'm with Partners in Prevention, SA County. I am a coalition coordinator.
That is awesome. Thank you for joining us. I see quite a few of our regional coalition partners on here. We appreciate you being here to support us. Alex Rupper.
Good morning, all. I am with the East Windsor Municipal Alliance and a member of PCMC for many years.
Yes, and we really appreciate that. Next, I have Angela Campos.
Good morning, everyone. I am Angela Campos. I also work for Mercer Council. I am the prevention educator in the Mercer County Prevention Grant.
All right, next I have Andy Gennaro.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Andy Gennaro. I am the student assistance counselor at, I will say, in the Lawrence Township School District, since I'm getting younger and younger speaking to these kids. So welcome aboard, everyone. And hey, nice to see you, Barb.
All right. Next I have, it's changing, my list is changing. I have Angelo Ragini.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Angelo Ragini. I'm from the Division of Mental Health and Addiction Services, and I'm with the Partnerships for Success Grant. Good morning, all.
Great. We're so glad to have you. Ashley Saldal.
Hi, good morning, everybody. My name is Ashley Sudal. I'm from New Jersey Prevention Network.
So glad to have you. And next we have Barbara Sprechman.
Good morning, everybody. Barbara Sprechman, retired from Mercer Council, full-time grandma and artist and dog lover.
Love to hear it. And we have seen pictures of all of that. If you follow her on social media, we're living vicariously through you. And Jamie put a heart up. I love that. Next, we have BJ Studo. I hope I pronounced that correctly.
Yes, thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm BJ Studo. I'm the executive director at Phoenix Behavioral Healthcare in Ewing and Cherry Hill. Usually Tara Reynolds would attend meetings. Unfortunately, Tara has left Phoenix at this time, so we wish her well on her new endeavors. So yeah, thank you for having me.
Oh, we're so glad to have you. You've been a partner for a long time, and we'll miss Tara. I saw that email come through, and you know, she was a great woman, and hopefully she's on to good things too. Next, we have Camille Bloomberg.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Camille Bloomberg, licensed clinician in private practice in Pennington, New Jersey.
So glad to have you. Next, I have Just Carol. That could be Chamberlain? That could be a lot of different people.
It's Carol Chamberlain. Good morning. Hi, everybody. I am now working part-time for West Windsor, which serves Robbinsville, Hightstown, and West Windsor as a vulnerable population outreach coordinator. And I'm there to help promote vaccination and get people their booster shots. So if anybody works or lives in those towns, let me know and we can help you find a clinic. And I'm happy to be here with you guys also.
That is awesome. We're so glad. We love our VPOP people, and of course, we love all that you do. So, and next on to another hero from a township, Carol Nicholas.
Hi, everybody. I'm Carol Nicholas. I'm a part-time public health nurse in Lawrence and also the project director for the Greater Mercer Public Health Partnership, which is a coalition of 4 hospitals, 8 health departments, and about 40, 50 nonprofits who try to improve the health of Mercer County residents.
And we know she is also involved in the fight against COVID because I personally helped walk a dear friend over to her office and say, get your booster. And she's still here today with us. So
Peer pressure. I got peer pressured by Carol and Melissa. And they
Oh,
threw me
yeah.
down those steps and stuck that needle in my arm.
Oh, stop. It was
Which I'm ever so grateful for.
There's 3 steps across the hallway. All right. Next, we have Shamika Marshall.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Shamika, and I'm an intern at Rider University. They Wright, who's on today.
We have heard of you, and we're so glad to have you here. Ruth, go ahead, say it.
Sorry, I got too excited. I forgot to unmute. Hi, I'm also an alum from Rider University, and I'm so glad that there are more people from Rider University on here because it is an amazing school and I owe a lot to it. So if you have any questions about any programs, I did a lot on campus, so let me know.
Where did Ruth go to school? Okay, next I have David Savalos. Savalos? I don't know how to pronounce that.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Savalas, like Telly Savalas, the actor.
All right, love it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and my name's Dave Savalas. Thanks so much for letting me on this meeting this morning. I recently started with Recovery Centers of America. I also have Megan Reeves on the line with me. She covers Monmouth County as well as Staten Island. I cover Mercer County and Middlesex County. And really, I'm just looking to be involved in the community and be a resource for all of you when it comes to substance use disorder treatment. RCA has 2 facilities, one in South Amboy and in New Jersey, and one in Mays Landing. So right in our backyards here. But thanks so much for your time. And again, just looking to be a resource. Thanks, everyone.
Fantastic. We love our recovery partners, and we're so glad you're here. Thank you. We've had a lot of changes with COVID and stuff, and so we've lost touch with some of them. So we're super glad you're here. Next, I have Dario.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Dario Paglione. I'm a prevention program manager with the Division of Mental Health and Addiction Services. Thanks for having me today.
We're so glad you're here, Dario. We know you're a busy man.
How's everybody?
I think we're doing okay. I'm seeing more smiles than frowns, so we're going with that. Next, I have Denise
Nasitas, Denise Nasitas.
Sorry.
So close. I've heard much worse versions. That's okay. I'm Denise. I'm from the Children's System of Care. Many of you probably know and knew Sophia Nansen Johnson. I will be stepping in for her. So I was previously the Northern Prevention Coordinator, and now I am covering the entire state on the DCF side with Angelo for the Partnership for Success grant.
Wow, that's a huge undertaking. We're so glad to have you. You know, we love Sophia. We wish her the best, but we're so glad to have you as a resource and a help for us. Thank you. Giselle.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. My name is Giselle. I am from Partners in Prevention, Coalition Coordinator, and Youth Prevention Specialist. Thank you.
Again, thank you to our regional coalition partners there. We appreciate it. Jayshree, did I ask you to introduce yourself? I don't think I did.
No.
Hi everyone, Jayshree Kalvachwala. I am a Lawrence Township parent and associated with Project Graduation here, and now part of Prevention Coalition.
Yes, she's one of our fearless leaders along with Andy Gennaro. We really appreciate her. Next, I have Jessica Delgado.
Hi, good morning. My name is Jessica Delgado. I'm actually from another prevention coalition in Essex County, Alcohol for Drug Abuse and Prevention team through Family Connections. I'm one of the coordinators there, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you. We love that. Next, I have Miss Jamie Wright.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. I'm Jamie Wright, and I'm the Assistant Director in our Office of Community Standards at Rider University. And within the past 1-2 years, we've also absorbed our alcohol education and sexual violence prevention initiatives.
Okay, next I have Eric Bennett.
Morning, family. All right, so I'm the Recovery and Prevention Coordinator at the College of New Jersey. Yeah, I oversee the recovery program here. We got a lot of great stuff going on, and so I'm just excited to be part of the coalition. Again, I attended the College of New Jersey and would stop by the coalition, so it's great to be looped back in.
We're so excited. We know that you are such a great resource to the recovery community, and now you're helping to run the show. For those of you who know Chris, this is Chris Freeman. So you replaced his role, correct?
Yep, I'm Chris Freeman 2.0.
Chris Freeman 2.0, and Chris Freeman is part Joe Hadge, part a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, lots of changes and lots of organization these days. So we're so glad you're with us again. Joe Armano.
Investigator Joe Armano of the Mercer County Sheriff's Office.
We're so glad you're with us. Megan, we got a brief introduction, but we'd like to hear from you too.
That's right. Hi, everybody. Megan Reeves, Recovery Centers of America. I just wanted to hop on here to support David as he's new to the team. And I'm actually on the Prevention Coalition of Monmouth County. So it's nice to see how you guys are doing this. I'm on the opioid task force for them. So yeah, Recovery Center, we're here any way that we can help support the community, anything you guys need, regardless of insurance, anything like that. We're just here to help people get into treatment and serve the communities that we work with. We can put our information in the chat as well, so you guys have a way to contact us.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. And
thanks for having me.
We're big fans of regional coalitions in the state. We're all a bunch of crazy motivated people.
That's right. We're all in this together. That's the only way we can do it.
I see Katie, LFG therapist.
Hi, sorry, I'm here. Hi, my name is Katie Onitsuri Hageman, and I have a private practice in Ewing. I see some familiar faces, been years, and you were my graduate teacher at TCNJ. And then I see Camille, I worked with her at IDRC years ago. So nice to see you all. I work also at Trenton Psychiatric Hospital, and I'm the supervisor there. I have an LCADC and an LMFT. But I'm representing on this call as my private practice, Life and Family Guidance.
Well, we
Good
are
for
so
you, Katie.
glad.
Good job.
I know she's proud of that, as we all are, and we appreciate that. There's a couple of us here who live in Ewing, so we appreciate those resources in our hometown. I'm one of them. Next we have Nancy.
Nancy, you may be muted if you're talking.
Uh-oh, she might have had to step away. Nancy Zaroshin is from Princeton House, I believe. That's where she still is. And she's been really busy, so we haven't seen her in a while. So we were really super happy to see her join our call. But being busy in heroics, she might have been called away. All right, next I have Natasha.
My name is Natasha. I am a coalition coordinator from Partners in Prevention from Hudson County.
Hello.
Well, thank you so much. We have so many of our partners on here. We really appreciate that. And I'm thinking this is last, but definitely not least, Vanessa Peters.
Hi, good morning. I'm Vanessa Peters. I'm a family support advocate with the Sharing the Hope Family Support Center, and we support family members who have a loved one affected by substance use disorder. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Thank you. And we do appreciate all that you do with us and the work that you do. Now, I'm kind of going through the list here. let's see, Vanessa DeRosa, did I get you?
No.
No.
Sorry.
That's okay. Hi, I'm Vanessa DeRosa, Program Coordinator at Mercer Council.
All right. So if you didn't get a chance to introduce yourself, please let me know. As I said, I thought I had an idea of going just straight down my participant list, but it keeps shifting on me. So anybody? Did I miss anyone? Okay, great. So we will go ahead and proceed with our the agenda that we have. We already did our introductions. Our chairwomen, would you like to say anything, Angela or Angela? Anne or Jayshree, do you have anything you want to just let us know about?
I just wanted to say it's really, really nice to see our coalition growing again. And we really hope to see all your beautiful faces next month. Maybe in person, possibility with the mask mandates being made. I'm going to put a maybe out there. I'll stay optimistic. But it would be so nice to see you folks face to face. And I just wanted to say thanks again for all of what you guys do in our community, and all of what you do hopefully will trickle down into the young little cherubs that I see often, and you're going to be their support systems in the future, especially when it comes through the families that we deal with. So I just want to say thanks and welcome aboard for all of you that showed up tonight.
And thanks for all you do.
Ditto that. I'm really looking forward to meeting everyone soon. And I love the number. We are at what, 29? That's 30. That's great. Looking forward to another great meeting. Thank you.
Now, Pollock and Chris Freeman have just joined us. Pollock, would you like to introduce yourself real quick?
Yes, of course. Hi, everyone. My name is Pollock, and I'm a prevention associate at NJPN.
And Chris?
I'm Chris Freeman, and I'm the Assistant Director for Alcohol and Drug Support Services at the College of New Jersey.
We were kind of just talking about you. We were excited to have Eric here, and we're excited to have our TCNJ team back up and running. Pollock, I'm going to go ahead and say it again. If any of you play Wordle, there was an article saying that Wordle was designed by a man for his partner, Pollock Shaw. And so, of course, I texted Pollock right away and was like, Pollock, is this you? It's not her. But if you play Wordle, it's know that you know someone who has the same name, right? All right. So with our introductions done and our message from our chair people, we're super excited to go ahead and just hear a wonderful message right now from Camille Bloomberg. If you're not aware, two things. The Super Bowl is coming up on Sunday, and I hardly have any investment in the teams this year, and that's me personally. And then the second thing is Valentine's Day is the following Monday, but it also has another moniker that Camille is going to discuss briefly.
Thank you, everyone, and hello. It's great to see everyone. So one of the hats that I wear as a therapist in Mercer County is I have been trained by the Council on Compulsive Gambling to treat those with compulsive gambling issues. And unfortunately, in New Jersey, we have a very high number of people with gambling disorders. So I really want to start out by saying, not everybody that gambles and not everybody that plays a box in the Super Bowl for fun is a compulsive gambler. Just like everybody who drinks is not an alcoholic. But for those that do, this can be, compulsive gambling can be a very, very difficult illness, and treatment is very difficult because it really expands quite a lot of different areas. And more and younger people are gambling all the time. And we are fortunate in New Jersey because we have online gambling that is legal. So I'm going to give you a few bits of information. And one of the things that Melissa said, Super Bowl Sunday is coming up. And the betting on the Super Bowl is out of control. So when I researched this a little bit, I was amazed not to just know that the bet of which team is going to win, but here's how far the betting has gone, which blew me away. There's a bet on the coin toss. This is the one that got me the most. There is a bet on what color the Gatorade is going to be for the coach of the winning team. That is how far down the betting has gone, that you can place bets on what color the Gatorade is going to be. So it's gone as far as how many first downs the teams are going to get, how many passes, how many times the field goal kicker is going to kick. So we're not just talking about who's going to win, who's going to lose, but we're narrowing it down to very minute little details of every bet that you can think of. The other thing that has happened is when the pandemic hit, the budget for online gambling quadrupled in their marketing. So people were stuck at home. They had nowhere to go. They went on their phone. They went on their computer. You can't get out. So they found, hey, they, meaning the industry, found out that this is a great way for us to entice people to come with these up to bets of up to so much back, no risk. Not true. There's always a risk. And what the marketing companies have found that our best way to get people to buy into, and I say that literally, buy into betting, is by getting celebrities and retired pro football players to the best one I saw it to advertise this. So the whole Manning family, Peyton, Eli, their dad is a Caesars betting. They have a whole major commercial. And you think of the Mannings and you sort of think of, oh, they're pretty wholesome kind of guys. This can't be that bad. No kidding. Well, it can be that bad if you're spending your last dime on this. So I'm going to move into the thing that's really important to understand is Super Bowl Sunday is also deemed as, after Super Bowl Sunday, Monday is Black and Blue Monday. Domestic violence is quite high after the Super Bowl. And the reasoning is a couple reasons. The Super Bowl is like the grand finale of a fall of betting. And I'm going to either make it or break it. I'm going to be all in, or I'm going to lose everything. And if you win, so be it. If you lose, you've lost it all. This was the big bet. It's a culmination of the season. It's one of the largest betting events of the year. 36 million more people will bet on the Super Bowl in 2022 than bet in 2021. The American Gambling Association estimated that 23.2 million people in the United States wagered $4.3 billion on the 2021 Super Bowl. $4.3 billion. That's a lot of money. We know that domestic violence takes many forms: physical, sexual, financial, harassment, psychological, and emotional abuse. That it's just not about getting the bruises. It's about where, you've lost our home. You've lost our, debt collectors are calling our house every day. We can't afford to send our kid to school. I need new, we don't have money for food. These are very much issues that are coming up all the time. The American Gambling Association President Bill Miller said that with a robust legal market, Americans are abandoning illegal bookings and taking their action into the regulated marketplace in huge numbers. This year's Super Bowl is expected to generate the largest single event legal action in American sports betting history. The other thing that happens, and most of us know this, Super Bowl Sunday is a huge partying event. there's not only the wings, how many billions of wings that are eaten on that day, but alcohol runs very fluent at these parties. And so now you're intoxicated, your team didn't come through the way you thought it would, and you're frustrated, and how do you take it out? A lot of domestic violence happens at that point. This is how permeating this issue is, that the NFL has started running PSAs regarding domestic violence. And that's important to hear. One of the things that the Council on Compulsive Gambling, which is located in Hamilton, New Jersey, right in our backyard, has said that, the sports bets, the little pools that you do at the office, you pick a box, whatever, $5. For the average person, no big deal. But for somebody who's a compulsive gambler, it's an entree into this. And businesses are finding that they have to curtail this activity because it's getting in the way of the daily business that's happening.
Camille, can I interject for a second? I have a question.
Yes.
Are they going to air, do you know if they're going to air these during the Super Bowl?
I do not know that, but I would guarantee that they're not. I would bet that they will not.
So it's lip service. Because if they meant it, they put something out there during the Super Bowl.
In some ways, there's been unfortunately quite a few athletes that have been have had domestic violence issues recently, and the NFL is saying we need to deal with that. But I doubt that it's going to be at the Super Bowl. But I would challenge all of you to, during the Super Bowl, to look at the commercials that are there and count how many alcohol commercials and how many gambling commercials are on during the Super Bowl. Because up until like the very end of the game, you can be making bets on the game up to the very end. There's a Sheila Cucci from the managing lawyer of the California Women's Law Center said there's a significant anecdotal evidence that Super Bowl Sunday is the biggest day of the year for domestic violence against women. Many women's shelters report as much as 40% increase in calls for help on Super Bowl Sunday and the following Monday. So it's something for us to be aware of. It's something for us to include in some of our thought processes and to know that this is happening in our communities. There is help available, the 1-800-GAMBLER line for anybody that they can call that and get treatment for free. They get 26 sessions in a year to work on their gambling. So if you know anyone, they can call 1-800-GAMBLER. Like I said, the Council on Compulsive Gambling is in our backyard in Hamilton. And we have prevention materials available there for anyone who wants to go and get any of the prevention materials. They're available. And as I said, I am a gambling counselor. So at any time a client can actually call me directly. They don't have to go through the 1-800 number. They can call direct and I can treat them under this grant. So again, something to be aware of, to let people know that domestic violence is a big part of gambling. And Super Bowl is one of the highest days of the year of gambling. And we just need to be cognizant of that for Monday. It's Sunday and Monday. Any questions? I'm here.
How do you feel about it potentially being moved to Saturday next year?
I didn't know about that.
Yes, they're starting to discuss the possibility of moving the Super Bowl to Saturday because the level of people calling out sick on Monday is extremely high. So it's kind of a double-edged sword when you think about if you bring it to Saturday, chances of it increasing the volume of drinking and drugging and all of that is going to skyrocket because people are off on Sunday. So it's just a huge money-making monster.
Yeah.
Well, I agree. And I think that's going to be a real, on one hand, less people call out of work. I get that. But on the other hand, what I can do on Saturday versus what I can do on Sunday night, knowing I have to be at work on Monday morning, It's the same kind of thing at colleges when on Thursday nights was pub night, but if you had a test on Friday, you couldn't go out. I mean, most people didn't have classes or didn't test on Friday, but that changed a little bit to say, oh, that may curtail some of the drinking. So I think it's the same thing. We have to both sides of the coin.
And thank you so much, Camille. And while you've been speaking, Dario has actually put some great stuff in just complimentary information. He mentioned right around the same time you did that in-game betting is also huge, that it's still ongoing. Like this isn't a done deal right before the game. And then he also said 96% of individuals with gambling disorder have one or more co-occurring psychiatric disorders. And then we're getting some other things. I put 1-800-GAMBLER, the phone number, and then we also have the 1-800-GAMBLER.org that has some great stuff. Eric mentioned Thirsty Thursday. I remember even back in the Stone Age when I went to college, yes, I remember Thursday was the night. And I was the lucky social scientist that didn't have classes on Friday. So I was
as an RA, Thirsty Thursday was like the worst day. We would like trade Thursdays because duty was so bad.
Especially during the full moon and other stuff too, right?
Can I say something really quick, Melissa?
Yes, please.
Again, thanks for hosting. Camille, that was amazing. Thank you for reviewing all that. One of the opportunities I have with the Division of Mental Health and Addiction Services is also oversee the Council on Compulsive Gambling in New Jersey. So I'm familiar with a lot of their outreach and their public awareness, information and referral, education services. So please, if I can implore you to reach out or check out that website. I actually was able to locate round the clock Gamblers Anonymous meetings that, if not in the United States on American soil, they'll be overseas, but you'll see people from around the state and around the country, checking in on these meetings for that peer support. And just to I could go into it more and more, but Camille did an amazing job. So I just want to say thanks, and just keep in mind for any clinicians out there, that's an impressive number, a sadly impressive number. 96% have a co-occurring mental illness. This actually continues that 60%, which is even a high number of individuals with gambling disorder, have at least 3 psychiatric disorders. So there's a lot to be done in that space involving gambling disorder, and you just continue to see that correlation of that co-occurrence. So I thought that was really nice to include that today. Thanks, Camille.
Dario, co-occurring with psychiatric disorders and addiction disorders. So many co-occurring: alcohol, opiates, pills, marijuana, all of it.
I think the conversation is starting to change a bit. Instead of saying, well, you're gambling because you're drinking, so don't drink and you won't gamble. But we're seeing that there's a little more connectivity there. And for example, the DSM-5 gambling disorder criteria says 46, I'm just looking at it now, 46.2% met DSM-5 criteria for disordered gambling. Again, of that, there's folks being treated for mental illness or serious mental illness. Like,
right.
That's well, a large number, half.
And if you it's interesting because I had gone to a casino in December with a whole different mindset now that I'm doing this. And I watched the manipulation that the whole casino has. And if you look at it through a different prism and different lens, there's no clocks, there's no windows, the temperature is regulated.
Fresh
and if
oxygen, 100% oxygen being pumped
right.
into the
very disorienting.
Right. And if you watch the way the room is set up, it all spirals in. You're constantly spiraling into the center where all the gambling is. To get out, it's almost like a maze to get out of the center, but it's constantly designed to spiral you in. And so there was this whole area of penny slots, penny slots, penny slots, penny slots. And I'm like, okay, they're everywhere. Well, you look at the machine, the ironic thing is though, the minimum bet is 50 to 75 cents. So although they're screaming penny slots everywhere, you can't bet anything less than 50 cents. So it's not a penny, it's 50 cents. And when you win, they say 150. They don't say $1.50 or, they say 15. It comes up 15, you won 15, you won 15 cents. When it says 15 cents, you're like, oh, 15 cents. When you say 150, you think 150. Well, it's $1.50. It is a very big mind game that is being played. And the other thing that they have increased the amount of alcohol that they are serving people on the floor, because the more you drink, the less the less you can make a good bet. The more intoxicated you get, the less good decisions you're making. So we're plying you with alcohol, we're giving you more and more alcohol, and you're making stupider and stupider bets. And that is the name of the game. And I often tell the clients that I see, listen, this is a business. There is nobody out there, these sports betting, the online betting, the casinos, there's nobody out there that is to make you come out ahead. This is a business for them. They are making it so they are the winners here. No matter how you play this, there's an occasional big hit, but not a lot. So it's quite an interesting phenomenon.
Yeah.
And I would like to add, because I do know some people that struggle with gambling, that in the casinos, after you spend a certain amount of money, they start comping you food. So that is to remove that need to leave the space, because now you can go to this very nice restaurant and eat however much you want, all in part of this idea of, well, now all your basic needs have been met. I even know someone that spent so much money, he regularly got comped rooms. So he could go upstairs, take a nap, and then come back downstairs and gamble some more. And it was just this targeted marketing. He would often receive a message on like a Wednesday night or a Thursday where he's anticipating the weekend. And they would say, oh, we'll send you a car. And it just gets to this point where, depending on how much money you're investing in their business, they will invest to keep bringing you back to them.
Oh, absolutely. I have a woman whose mother is 90 years old. And she gets comped a room. Her Social Security check comes on the 3rd of each month. She is comped a room every 3rd of the month because her check came, she cashed her check, she goes to the casino, and literally she's playing slots, can sit there for hours, they comp her room, and she goes through her Social Security check in a matter of hours.
So I think one common thread we're seeing is like the predatory nature, the money that goes into the marketing and the promotion, the disorientation, the kind of glossing over of some of those. I know we have a lot of great stuff in the chat. Jessica has some great stats on March Madness. I grew up in an ACC town, so yeah, I know all about March Madness and the brackets and everything. She said $295 million on legal March Madness betting, over 10.1 billion on illegal sources for betting for March Madness. Jamie mentioned sports betting right there in the casinos with comfy chairs and TVs and all kinds of stuff so you can monitor. One thing that this ties in nicely is we are actually having a lunch and learn to kind of complement what Camille, the discussion that Camille started. I'm showing that flyer now. That will be next Wednesday from 12 to 1 at the Lunch and Learn. It is going to be presented by 1-800-GAMBLER. We have a QR code and we have a link. It will also be in our notes. And I believe this flyer came out yesterday with your invitation for the meeting today. But that will be an interesting discussion. And I believe it's Dan Mira who's going to be helping with
Funnily
that
enough, if y'all know Chip Mira or Ed Mira, he is the brother of the other Mira. So yeah.
And then Dario coming in hard with more stats here. Gambling can represent an attempt to self-medicate or escape from negative mood states. Where have we heard that before? Anne Gennaro, where have you heard that before? Yeah, so I mean, we're seeing these patterns recurring from youth. We're seeing so much self-medication right now. So much effort to get out of the slump that they're feeling from COVID, from social anxiety, from honestly growing up, and some of these other things that we're seeing. And we're seeing that pattern continue, especially like Camille said, with the onslaught of commercials. I'm sorry, those Caesars commercials are driving me crazy. They are so annoying. You know, I think that's a very interesting thing. When we present, when Ruth and I and Angela present to our students, we give all the science, we give all the health dangers, but one thing that we split in there is corporate greed. And we mentioned, just like you mentioned, Camille, what is their motive? Is their motive to help you live a healthier life? Is their motive to get you rich? Or is their motive to get a customer early, to get a customer steadily, and to take their money, because their bottom line is to make that money? And we're seeing this pattern repeat and repeat and repeat.
And I want to add, Melissa, that youth
Yeah.
are getting hooked into video gaming just as much as gambling, and the things that our youth can, these oh my gosh, I just lost the word. They can buy different things to add to their game.
Absolutely.
And I had a kid who was 9 years old that bought I think it was called a skin. He bought a virtual knife to add to his video game for $1,000. It wasn't even something he held in his hand. It was a add-on to a game that he was playing, a virtual knife. And you know, it says only 18 and above can do this. Well, you click a button that says, yeah, I'm 18. I'm not a robot. How do you know? So it's going more and more younger and younger in terms of expense and getting hooked on this stuff. So, and Chris, you must know this, and Eric, the big thing in colleges is all this Texas Hold'em betting all the time. It's very rampant. And I think it's just something for us to be aware of. And like I started this, not everybody that plays a box in a Super Bowl and in a, you know, friendly thing is going to be a compulsive gambler. But we really have to look at what messages we're sending to everybody. So that's my point. I put in the the Council on Compulsive Gambling address in the chat. So if anybody wants to do that, I will also tell you, for anybody who's out there, they have a 30-hour training that you can take, and you can get certified to be a gambling counselor through the Council on Compulsive Gambling. So just go to their website. They have a training, a 30-hour training that you can take. So if you're interested, this is it's out there and it's available. Thank you all. Have a great rest. Let's have a great rest of the meeting.
Thanks, Camille. And I appreciate the conversation and the different things that we're thinking about now. I'm just thinking about all the overlaps of all other addictions and all these other predatory corporations, and that gambling certification would probably apply to a bunch of the other things that we're already dealing with, the psychology, the marketing, and other things. So thank you. And as I said,
just as a side note, I know that a lot of people may be like scrambling to get like the resources from the chat and things like that. Those will all be in the minutes, as well as the recording will be in the minutes too. So, I mean, if you're worried about getting information or the tidbits, we'll be sending that out as well.
I just wanted to mention really quick too, Megan Reeves, Recovery Centers of America, that we do treat gambling at our Mays Landing Lighthouse location. Ironically, it's right next to Atlantic City. So they did roll out a gambling track this year.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that. I mean, there's so many co-occurring. I mean, just like, I think that statistic that Dario said was 86 or 96, one of the two. Both are very high.
96 with one co-occurring, and 60% have 3 or more.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are some big numbers. Thank you so much for bringing that to our attention. And as I said, our coalition member, Vin Vickler, and the compulsive gambling, we're going to have that lunch and learn even more about that. One thing that Ruth said is that most of this will be included in our minutes. I wanted to share with you this this QR code. I'm sure many of you have developed an understanding or love-hate relationship with QR codes during the pandemic, but this is the interest form for our coalition. We used to have it, this paper that you would fill out. This is literally just a Google Doc. If you put your phone, your camera up to it, it should scan it. And then we also have the website, or the, I will put this in the chat. But we do need to update your information. We need to know more about the sector that you're representing. We need to have this on record. There's been a lot of turnovers of jobs and agencies. So we just want everyone to fill this out. If we need more information from you, we will contact you. This is a lot more abbreviated than the one that you had in the past. So if you could please provide us that. And I just somehow messed up my formatting. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing that. So thank you, Megan. We appreciate you being here. All right, one thing that we wanted to continue, Ruth and I heard something that was very poignant to us at CADCA this week. That's one place we went. We were at CADCA last week, and Ruth.
For some people who may not know, CADCA stands for, I can't remember. Melissa, you want to help me?
Community Alcohol and Drug Coalitions of America.
Thank you. Yeah, so they hold a leadership forum. They hold biannual forums. So like once in the winter time, once in the summertime, and we had the opportunity to go to National Harbor, which is next to Washington, D.C. in Maryland. So we learned a lot at CADCA, but Melissa, what were you going to say?
One thing they did at CADCA that was very moving to both Ruth and myself was they acknowledged the land which they were occupying for that conference. And so I wanted to just take a second and acknowledge that as well. I am coming to you, coming at you from Ewing, New Jersey, which is the native land of the Lenni Lenape Hakiknik tribes of the indigenous cultures.
And just for us to realize that wherever we are staying on native land. So to honor the cultures that are no longer here or are much more minimized due to colonization. So definitely something, there was a really big Native American presence. So we wanted to bring that out there. And also that Native American history is American history. So we can talk about it any time of the month, not just November.
And on that same vein, we're really doing good just moving through our agenda. We did want to acknowledge that this month is Black History Month, but just like Indigenous history, every month is Black History Month because Black history is American history. And to that vein, we are working on some things. We've been, we want to make an effort to reach out to some groups in our area. So we do have some stuff that we are planning with some wonderful members of the coalition in the African American community.
Yeah, we also did want to honor the fact that it was Black History Month, but we didn't want to give programming away that would, in terms of being generic, we didn't want it to be disrespectful. So we want to coordinate with as many organizations as possible for it to be as informed and as a full conversation as possible to talk about Black history. And it will probably be in March because February is not the only time we can talk about Black people's experiences.
Okay, I know many of you have other meetings to go on to. We appreciate you.
Thank you for being here.
Whatever time you are. Nancy Soroshin mentioned that Princeton House is going back into person in March. So that's an exciting saying hi, Angelo, bye. But we are so glad all of you could be here for when you are here. Desi, I did see you sneak in, so do you want to introduce yourself to everyone?
Sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Desi Fioravanti. I am a police officer at the College of New Jersey, and I work in the community police officer aspect. And I love being involved in the Mercer County Preventative Coalition, and will do whatever I can to help aid the coalition. So feel free to email me, chat, or give me a call whenever. I may or may not see you guys out at some events, and if I do, I'll be sure to say hello.
All right, thank you so much, Desi. We have a good CCNJ showing. We have a good writer showing. It's great to see. Thank you so much. One thing that we wanted to also talk about was in CADCA. One thing that we explained at the beginning of the year and in our December meeting is that the people here at the table represent approximately 12 different sectors. We believe there's many more sectors, but there's been 12 that have been designated by CADCA. This month, we wanted to recognize, back up. They made a calendar, 12 sectors in 12 months, every month.
Melissa, would you like me to share the link for it?
Please.
I can screen share the actual website, so.
Fantastic. So this month, we are recognizing our faith-based community partners. For those of you who are on the meeting earlier, Teresa Hank was on there. I know the Hanks are fantastic community partners. I know that Will Kaufman is a fantastic community partner in the faith-based. I know in the past, we've had Nadira Keaton. We've had some other faith-based organizations. So I guess one of the reasons why we want to do the 12 sectors in 12 months recognition is for you to look around in your communities and here at our table, is there somebody in that sector who you think would be well represented by somebody that you know, maybe someone in your faith tradition, someone who could come and help represent better the community that they serve here with us at the coalition. I know that in Trenton specifically, a lot of the faith traditions there really help to bring those communities together, and you can get a lot of information out through those networks. And we want to increase every single sector here so that we can have community buy-in. So please take this opportunity every month as we talk about these 12 sectors to think about people who you could bring, or you could tell about the Prevention Coalition and say,
yeah,
hey.
and I think what the question that a lot of people should be asking themselves is who's not here? And when we think about who's not here, it's not just who's not here in the capacity of what we look like, but more about our abilities, the diversity of the neurological spectrum, the mental health disorders that are present, all that stuff. So diversity can be a lot different than what we normally think of it, but honestly, just make sure that there are enough people here that we want the full representation of Mercer County here. Because Mercer County does have a little bit less than 400,000 citizens, we serve so many people. And because we do that, we want to make sure we have a full representation of what that looks like.
And one interesting fact that Ruth figured out is that because of our diversity and because of our different economic scales, our different education levels, our different access to healthcare, there's so many different things going on in Mercer County that we're really kind of the state of New Jersey in microcosm. So if we can get a program to work here, something that helps a lot of different diverse communities, if we can get it to work here, we can absolutely help out the state because we've tested it in this kind of community or this poverty level or this level of access to healthcare. So we are really in a great space here. Bye, Denise. We are so thankful that you were here. Hopefully we can get your contact information and keep you in touch. Kind of going on that same vein, I wanted to let you know about something that we're working on for the communities at large. March 21st through March 27th is National Drug and Alcohol Facts Week. That is something we usually do with our schools. We've done some great events with Andy Gennaro's group. We've done some great events with Trenton Public Schools. This is an opportunity to take myths that have built around substance use and really try to replace them with facts so that especially students that are maybe getting their misinformation from social media outlets and parents and other cultural traditions can replace those myths with facts. And if you have any ideas of ways that you can share it within your community, although we target students and young adults, I can easily see a billboard or an email tagline or a daily text message that says, here's a fact about drug and alcohol that might replace a myth. And I think that this would work in any kind of office culture in any sector. And I will send more information out with the minutes on that.
Are you going to have flyers that we can distribute to all the health departments that they could help promote this?
We will. If you want one, we will. So now is the time where we.
Melissa, excuse me 1 second. I have a thought too. If you get that flyer together, if you send it out to all of the places of worship in our community, that they could add it to their bulletin or something like that, just give more information about facts versus myth, especially in that month, that would be amazing.
All right, great idea, especially bringing in that faith-based sector. Good job there, Camille. You went full circle there. We have several different meetings that have come through from our members that I just want to quickly share with you. As I said, these will be in the notes, the minutes for this meeting. There are some trainings coming up. There's this great strength-based approaches to substance use prevention for Black girls. That is actually today, right now. But down here, there's another one.
There was another one for Black girls as well. It may be
There's another one for Black students in general.
Yeah.
But those are awesome. They're offered through the Prevention Training Center.
Oh, and if you do sign up, let's say, for example, you're like, oh, no, I can't go to it. They will give out the recording. So, I mean, even if you can't make it, sign up so you can get the recording.
That's what I do a lot. There's a harm reduction workshop going on February 9th. There is our Gambling Lunch and Learn, of course, Cancer, Thriving and Surviving workshop series, Compassion Fatigue for self-care. There is a colorectal health in young adults that is part of a digestive health program that is being promoted through the Hunterdon Mercer County, Hunterdon Mercer Chronic Disease Coalition. Project Graduation is having a fundraiser at Ryder. That is, Project Graduation is a wonderful group. There is a lot of COVID information on here, some ACEs websites, an announcement about the Marijuana and Youth Task Force Group. But now is the time where members can, you're welcome to unmute yourself. I'm going to stop sharing so I can take notes here. But you are welcome to let us know what events or any concerns or things that you have coming up that you would like the coalition's input on. So the time is now yours. Go ahead and unmute yourself and I'll take notes. Okay, not all jumping at once here.
My fingers are ready. I'm ready to type, I promise.
Yeah.
Hey guys, this is Jayashree here. So I'm one of the new members. I think I'm attending this meeting since the last maybe 3 or 4 months, right, Melissa, Ruth? I hear a lot of good information here right now. Camille gave us such a lot of, that was valuable. Now I heard it. How can, and I get all this information in every meeting that we have. How can I'm just a resident, how can I help spread this message, pass this on to my friends and my community? I see most of you are already doing great things. You're all associated with all your good programs, but how can we get this information out to the public? I know the flyers that you guys mentioned, that's great. The March, what was that? The drug and alcohol fact suite, that's great. I think we can incorporate that in our project graduation, right? And we are going to do that. But something like the gambling one, not many people, I always say I'm not a gambler, and I really am not, but I'm associated right now with the casino night that's coming up, which is making me really nervous because it's an area that I'm not familiar with. But I have this community, all my friends and neighbors here. I would like to pass on this information about the Super Bowl. Think about it. Information is valuable. If we can just spread, you don't know who, where, how we're going to touch people. And just to hear that, oh my God, is it so? You just mentioned Black and Blue Monday. This is, I think, the third time I've heard about it. But many, many, many friends of mine, neighbors, they have no clue about this. So how do we put this how do I put it? Put it in the chat stream, basically, that, hey, just FYI, hey, did you know such a thing happens? So is there any way we can, whatever we discuss over here, take a few pointers and put it out and send it out to the community? Is there any way any of these radios, the radio shows, if they can just give the fact they can just give one fact a day, I don't know, it's expensive, maybe they'll do it for free, but what are ways and means that we can spread the message to the community? This is valuable. So that's my question to you guys. Please think about it and see how we can do, to, maybe get this message out there to the general public.
I can
Melissa.
interject a second, Jayshree. I'm sorry, Dario. I think in brainstorming with myself right now, we do a guidance newsletter, and it's been getting a lot of hits, over 900, 1,200. It's like getting a lot of hits. So I'm going to ask if anyone out there has some really good, like, bulleted statistics or information about this gambling. I think our thing is due soon, which might be a great opportunity to get that out, at least to our Lawrence Township parents, which could be a starting point for us. And this just led me to think, oh, I should be putting this information in every month. So I'm going to start doing that with the school counselor who's in charge of our newsletter. So if there's anything you guys think would be of benefit to put in this newsletter, send it to me, and I will give it to Corey, who can also put it in the newsletter as well. So if you're hitting 900 people, they may breeze through it, or they may actually take a moment to actually, read what it is. So I invite any of you guys out there, just shoot me an email with some information, and I'll see how I could put it in this particular, it's every month. This newsletter is every month.
Can you put your email in the chat, Ann?
Yes.
Melissa, do we have, and I'm just going to speak from experience again, everybody, with reaching the student body. I would say the cheapest, quickest way to get any news out today is social media, Instagram and Facebook. Our PD had a website for years. The minute we went to an Instagram and a Facebook, it took off with the amount of knowledge that you can reach to people. I mean, I'm sure, like everybody else, when you wake up, the first minute you go to your phone. Quickest way to do it. And I don't know, does PCMC have an Instagram account?
We do. We actually have two. We have PCMC. It's Prevention Mercer CNTY is our Instagram. Here, I'll put it in the chat.
Actually, we can promote it on the minutes.
Yeah, we'll put it on the minutes. We also have
definitely.
Incorruptable.Mercer, which is specifically for our tobacco and other addictions. And then we also have a Prevention Coalition Facebook site, as well as a Mercer Council Facebook site. And we have LinkedIn. And we've been really trying to increase some of our presences. Instagram's been suffering a little bit, but yeah, that's a great one. And Ruth and I are still holding out to try to make TikTok work for us.
Yeah, there's some legal stuff that we probably would have to work out with the youth, but we're gonna make it work. We're not doing the dances, but
we're not doing. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, I was thinking hanging flyers or sending flyers to organizations, newsletters. One thing that Andy, Gennaro, and I are going to try to work on soon is we're going to try to put some messaging in the bathroom in picture frames. I think we could have a little square there of upcoming events, or little, factoids or things like that. We'd love to have that. Any upcoming events, trainings, projects, anybody needs any assistance with? Dario, I see you.
Hey, Melissa, I was just going to piggyback on that other conversation and also mention something about, since gambling's taking a lot of our time up today, I might as well just continue going since we're already on the topic. March is Gambling Awareness Month. And
wow,
it's a it's a national campaign, and we're just continuing to see what New Jersey's efforts to address this hidden addiction. The goals of the national campaign, in general, 2 bullet points: to increase public awareness of problem gambling and the availability of prevention, treatment, and recovery services, and to encourage healthcare providers to screen clients for problem gambling. So that's kind of what we mentioned about earlier. I'm going to see what resources I can put together, and I was going to ask Camille if are you in contact with Felicia Grondin? Also, Camille, I was going to pass this along, if it's okay with Ann Gennaro, to maybe pass. She's the current CEO of Compulsive Gambling of New Jersey. Is that okay, Ann, if I forward your email with her? I'm going to actually speak with her this week about something else. So, okay.
Absolutely.
That's nice. By the way, when you were talking about getting in front of people, they do have through 800gambler.org website, they have different links to, they have at least one popular podcast called Gambling Got the Girls, as in the addiction of it. That it's a support group basically, and I've just had a great experience listening to that. And then Felicia did a presentation on that as well. But that's an ongoing podcast they run, and also Craig Carton, if anybody's familiar, he does I think he does sports radio in general. W Fan. Also a podcast weekly, and I think it's called My Name is Craig. And that's also a nice place, and they're open to opportunities there. I think, again, like Felicia was able to do a presentation on the other one, and the previous assistant executive director at Compulsive Gambling of New Jersey had been on there every week actually with Craig Carton. So I thought that was a great outreach program. So I'm trying to think if we can pull those things together to continue our efforts here. I'll talk with Felicia about that and be in touch with Ann and anybody else here, of course.
Thank you so much, Dario.
Put my email below also, by the way, if anybody has any.
Thank you. Also in the chat, Carol Nicholas posted the GMPHP health assessment. She says the data can be very useful for grant writing. I know that we went through that earlier this year. Or after.
It was very useful for a PFS logic model.
Yes, we used it as part of our logic model. We especially loved some of the viewpoints that you pulled in, Carol. Very good resource. Eric was asking for grief and loss resources, if anybody has those.
Lots of good stuff in the chat about that.
Yeah, I was also thinking, Carol, shoot, she spoke to us in December. We have a lot of Carols in this group. A lot of power Carols here. Carol Feldman, she runs a grief and loss group. I will get that information. I'm just putting that in the chat so we remember that. Okay, any other things that you want to promote or anything you want to bring up? Because we're getting to the end here. We really appreciate you all being here.
I think you were talking about Carol Rickard.
No, I was calling about Carol Feldman.
Oh,
Carol,
Feldman, sorry.
Yeah, she does great grief and loss. I know she has a grief and loss group that she does virtually right now. It used to be live. And then, let's see, Mom and Daughters for a virtual group in family addiction. We have another grief and loss one. I know there's so many great stuff in the chat, and I am glad that does promote over.
So I posted the link to Carol's specific services that you mentioned.
That's what it was, CJF. All right, thank you so much. I appreciate that. So with that, we are going to wrap it up. As I said, I put a lot of stuff in our minutes that you can follow up on, and I'll put a lot of these things in there as well. And we will put that flyer together for National Drug and Alcohol Facts Week. and get that out to you very soon so that you can help promote that as well. Thank you for all of the leadership that you have in your communities and all of the great work that you do. If you think about it, we are trying to create connections through ages and generations and different communities and cultures, and we're trying to make sure that they have the information that they have the best information to make healthy choices in their lives. And we're really trying to improve lives and to strengthen those different communities. As I've heard many people in recovery say, the opposite of addiction is connection. And that's really what we are here. And I really, really appreciate all of you contributing to that. So keep up the good work in your individual spheres and let that shine come to this group. We appreciate that every single month. And we will be in touch. Again, if you can, fill out that interest form. Oh, shoot. I forgot my interest form thing. It will be linked in the minutes, and make sure that we can reach you whenever we need to. And we're